Alright, let's play a little thought experiment. Imagine you finally decided to dive into the world of crypto. You've done your research, you've picked your platform, and you're ready to roll. You're excited, you're motivated, and then, bam! You hit a wall. An address verification wall. Specifically, on Gemini. You're staring at that screen, wondering, how on earth do I get my address approved? Sound familiar? If you've ever felt the frustration of navigating the often complex world of crypto platform verifications, you're definitely not alone. It's a common hurdle, especially when dealing with regulated exchanges like Gemini, which prioritize security and compliance. Now, before we dive into the nitty-gritty of address verification, let's take a step back and understand why this process exists in the first place. It's not just Gemini being difficult, trust me. It's about ensuring the safety of your funds and the integrity of the platform. Think of it like this: crypto exchanges are essentially financial institutions. They handle significant sums of money, and therefore, they're subject to stringent regulations designed to prevent money laundering, fraud, and other illicit activities. One crucial aspect of these regulations is Know Your Customer, KYC, and anti-money laundering, AML, compliance. Address verification is a key component of KYC/AML. It helps Gemini confirm your identity and ensure that you are indeed residing at the address you provided. This not only protects you, but also helps maintain a secure and trustworthy environment for all users. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I get the why, but how does this actually translate into getting my address approved? Well, that's precisely what we're going to break down today. Let's get you past that verification hurdle and into the world of crypto. First things first, let's talk about the documents you'll need. Gemini, like most regulated exchanges, requires you to provide proof of address. This typically involves submitting a document that clearly shows your name and address and is dated within a specific time frame, usually within the last 3 to 6 months. Commonly accepted documents include utility bills, think electricity, water, gas, or internet bills. These are generally reliable as they are issued by reputable companies and contain your address details. Bank statements. Your monthly or quarterly bank statements are another excellent option as they are official documents issued by your financial institution. Credit card statements. Similar to bank statements, credit card statements provide a clear record of your transactions and address. Government-issued documents. Documents like your driver's license or national ID may be accepted, but often these are used for identity verification rather than address verification. However, some government letters may be acceptable. Lease agreements. If you're renting, a copy of your signed lease agreement can serve as proof of address. Now, here's where things can get a little tricky. Gemini has specific requirements for these documents. They need to be clearly legible. Make sure the document is sharp and easy to read. Blurry or low-resolution images will likely be rejected. And your name. The name on the document must match the name on your Gemini account. Dated within the acceptable time frame. As mentioned earlier, documents typically need to be dated within the last 3 to 6 months. Complete. Ensure that the entire document is visible, including all corners and edges. Don't crop out any important information. Official. No screenshots or edited documents will be accepted. Okay, so you've got your documents ready. Now, how do you actually submit them? Gemini's verification process is typically handled through their website or mobile app. Here's a general step-by-step guide. Log into your Gemini account. Access your account through the website or mobile app. Navigate to the verification section. This is usually found in your account settings or profile. Select address verification. Choose the option to verify your address. Upload your documents. Follow the prompts to upload the required documents. Make sure you're uploading the correct file type and size. Submit your application. Once you've uploaded your documents, submit your application and wait for verification. Now, here are some common pitfalls and how to avoid them. Incorrect document type. Double check that you're submitting the correct document type. For example, a phone bill might not be accepted, while an internet bill is. Outdated documents. Ensure that your documents are dated within the acceptable time frame. Older documents will be rejected. Mismatched information. The name and address on your documents must match the information on your Gemini account. Any discrepancies will lead to rejection. Poor image quality. Make sure your documents are clear and legible. Use a high-quality scanner or camera to capture the images. If your address verification is rejected, don't panic. Gemini will usually provide a reason for the rejection. Review the reason carefully and address any issues before resubmitting. Here are some additional tips to help you get your address approved. Use digital PDFs if possible. If you have access to digital versions of your documents, such as PDFs, use them instead of scanned or photographed copies. Digital documents are often clearer and easier to read. Double-check your information. Before submitting your application, double-check that all the information is accurate and matches your Gemini account. Contact Gemini support. If you're having trouble with the verification process, don't hesitate to contact Gemini support. They can provide guidance and assistance. Be patient. Verification processes can take time, especially during periods of high volume. Be patient and wait for Gemini to review your application. Now, let's address a few specific scenarios. Scenario 1. You've recently moved. If you've recently moved, you might not have documents with your new address yet. In this case, you can try using a government-issued document, such as a change of address notification or a lease agreement. You can also contact your utility providers and request a new bill with your updated address. Scenario 2. You don't have utility bills in your name. This can be a common issue for students or those living with roommates. In this case, you can try using a bank statement or credit card statement. If you don't have these, you can contact Gemini support and explain your situation. They may be able to provide alternative options. Scenario 3. You are using a P.O. box. Unfortunately, P.O. boxes are generally not accepted for address verification. You'll need to provide a physical address. Scenario 4. You are using a virtual address. Similar to a P.O. box, a virtual address is not a physical address that can be verified and will be rejected. Scenario 5. You are overseas. If you are overseas, you will need to provide documents that are acceptable in the country you are residing. Contact Gemini support if you have any questions. It's important to understand that each individual situation is unique. If you find yourself in a situation that is not covered here, it is best to contact Gemini support to get the best answer. Remember, the goal is to provide clear, accurate, and up-to-date information that confirms your identity and address. By following these tips and avoiding common pitfalls, you'll be well on your way to getting your Gemini address approved. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.